Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Red Embrace, that game with sexy vampires who just keep popping out of nowhere because, they like to be rude. Get all up in my stees. What were we doing last? Oh yeah, there was a fight in our alleyway. All the vampires, the two vampires had gotten in a fist fight. And Isaac was like, you need to fucking calm down. I think the music is trying to, stop or something. But after the adrenaline cloud in my brain finally dissolves, there it goes. Oh, maybe not. I take a deep breath and turn to Isaac. Sorry to ruin the moment, but some kind of explanation for all this would be great. He's like, please. My voice, which cracks slightly with anxiety, breaks the long moment of silence. Dominic, Rex, and Isaac all stare at me. I can never remember Dominic's name. Rex is easy because he's got red hair, and Isaac is just Isaac. And now I understand how a rabbit must feel in a den of wolves. Well, I mean, Dominic's like a puppy, but whatever. These guys, they're not normal. You know that, don't you, Isaac? Isaac's like, yeah, duh, because I'm not normal either, you fucking idiot. He's just looking like, what? What do you mean? When I pose my shaky question, Isaac throws a glance toward Dominic. He's like, what? I didn't tell him. Fucking look at me. For a split second, it looks like Dominic winces faintly, his eyes narrowing. Why is the music still playing? But a cold, unreadable look soon washes over his features again. Alright, hold on 1 second. I don't think it's supposed to be still playing. Stop it, music. Stop it. I can't remember if it played last time the whole time. Okay. Yes, Sasuke. I think it's obvious by now that they're not normal. Sometimes I forget that I name my characters Sasuke. Sasuke! Isaac finally speaks up and I shift my gaze back over to him quickly. You see, behind the spit-shine gloss of our beloved San Francisco is a much, much darker underbelly. One that people like you usually go their whole lives without glimpsing. You just happened to be around when some fucking shit was happening, and now you're part of the group. Happy birthday. He straightens his tie with one hand, an impassive smile flickering on his face. But once you get a taste of that darkness, there's no going back. Ooh, the darkness. For instance, if a hypothetical cute little diner boy decided he wanted to go tell the police a funny story, a tall, scary man in a dark jacket would want to make sure he never says anything else again. Or is it you in your fucking red vest and stupid tie? I love how he's like a tall, scary man, or just me. I'll just come get you. It's like, okay. At Isaac's casual threat, I glance back at Dominic in disbelief. Like, are you really gonna let this bitch fucking threaten me? 1 second. Sorry. Importantness. You guys are important too. I have double the importance. His lips are pulled into a grimace as he meets my gaze, and I think I see a hint of guiltiness? I thought it said guiltlessness. I'm like, oh, rude. Of guiltiness on his face. Does that mean he'd really kill me just to stop me from telling anyone about what I saw tonight? Thanks, Dominic. Of course, that's all hypothetical. Humans like us can work with our vampiric companions just fine, assuming no one gets loose lips. There is no way you're a human. I'm sorry, but look at that. Fucking the eyes and your hypnosis. Wait, then you're not a vampire? He's like, oh. My shocked question makes Isaac pause for a second. However, he quickly lets out a laugh and shakes his head, adjusting his tie with one hand. Not really, no. Not like Rex and Dominic here, anyway. Don't let me in with that piece of shit, Isaac. Rex loudly protests from where he leans against the wall, glaring at us. Such a fucking child. Of course, I'm so sorry. Now, back to the subject at hand, Sasuke. Just as Isaac rolls his eyes and starts up again, a pair of light footsteps echoes from down the alley. Several moments later, a short blonde rushes up beside Isaac, panting a little. Oh god. Luca, what's up? Isaac, I'm sorry, He's like, oh, it's the guy. Halfway through a sentence, Luca breaks off sharply. He stares at me with saucer-like eyes, and I stare back in astonishment. Luca? Hang on a second. Were you the one who told Isaac that I met Dominic? As bizarre as the whole situation is, the pieces are starting to fall into place. This little brat was trying to get me to tell him about shady types. In other words, find people who might be vampires for him. Luca's surprised, then flustered reaction confirms my suspicions as he averts his gaze sheepishly. Yeah, so? It was pretty clear you were trying to protect him. At that, Luca's eyes flick over towards Dominic, taking on a certain sharpness. He glances over at Rex with the same hateful look, too. Does Luca know both of them already? Alright, let's not get too excited. Isaac, you fucking asshole. Letting out a long sigh, Isaac pinches the bridge of his nose with his thumb and forefinger. It seems there's some miscommunication going on here. You see. I'll split your fucking skull open. During Isaac's second attempt to explain the situation to me, an entirely different noise splits through the air. Oh yeah? I'd like to see you try. The not-so-distant sound of a fight floods towards us from a neighboring alleyway. It's not just two voices, either. Actually, it sounds like a lot more than that. Like a party of the worst, bloodiest kind. Ugh, this is getting to be downright comical. And I hate comics. Do I look like the kind of guy who laughs? If it's not, unironic. Of course they decide to go at it tonight. Animals, really. Despite the scornful nature of his words, Isaac seems to brighten up all of a sudden. Damn it, why are the clans fighting now of all times? Is every vampire in San Francisco out here tonight? Lucas sounds irritated. Even though Isaac is obviously pleased, some kind of gang war must be going on. You know, it's the fucking Toreadors versus the gangrels or some shit. I was always gangrel when I would play Vampire the Masquerade. I don't know about you guys. The second I open my mouth to ask a question, however, Isaac takes off running, directly towards the source of the noise. Wait, Isaac, where are you? He's like, God, fuck. I can't keep up with this guy. Lucas starts to jog after Isaac with an exasperated cry, glaring at the other man's back. At the same time, Dominic turns to head in the opposite direction, apparently disinterested. His long strides take him towards the end of the alley, quickly, making it clear that he doesn't want to stick around. Rex, however, makes a beeline straight for me. No thank you. Just you and me now, baby. Don't be shy. Oh boy. This night just went from bad to awful in the span of about 15 minutes. But if I want to figure out what the hell's going on with these guys, I'd better choose what to do right now. Chase after Dominic. Yes. Bye. Dominic doesn't seem to be sticking around, and to be honest, I don't want to either. But he's already close to rounding the corner, so I have to hurry if I want to catch him. Some other time, maybe. Bye-bye. Fucking Rex is like, what? I've never been rejected in my life. What the fuck? Calling out nervously to the approaching Rex, I turn to dash after Dominic's disappearing figure. By the time I make it out of the alleyway, he's already heading down the sidewalk. I'm like, Dominic, you have to stop with the vampire speed. I'm a human. Human legs. When I jog up to his side, Dominic casts me a curious, skeptical glance. Whew. Hey, Dominic, right? I'm Sasuke, in case you didn't hear my name earlier. I attempt to start a conversation as I walk beside him, but Dominic gives no reply. Where are you heading off to? It was pretty obvious you didn't want to get involved back there. He's like, I didn't, and then you showed up, and I was like, fuck. With his hands stuffed in his pockets, Dominic hesitates briefly. I'm going to have a smoke. Oh, you could have done that in the diner. That's where all the crackheads do it. I'm just saying. I mean, I know you're not a crackhead, but it's like, what? I can make you coffee. His blunt reply catches me off guard. He sounds completely apathetic, like he doesn't care one bit about the other vampires or Isaac and Luca. Right. Well, do you mind if I tag along? There's a few questions I'd really like to ask, and you seem to be the only one sane enough to answer them. He's like, sane. After my tentative words, Dominic slows his pace and comes to a halt. 1 second, guys. I'm going to turn the music down another smidge. It's loud in my ears. I don't know if it's loud to you guys, but it's loud to me. He turns to look at me, his eyes widening a little. I didn't say anything weird, did I? For whatever reason, he seems surprised. He's like, it's like the last thing you would use to describe me. Finally, he just shrugs his broad shoulders and starts walking down the street again. I'll choose to interpret that as sure, whatever, and not go away. Without any further attempts at conversation, I follow Dominic along a few different roads, heading towards an older part of the city. Around 15 minutes later, we come to an old warehouse. Its peeling paint and decaying exterior make it look like it's been abandoned for some time. Dominic ducks under a piece of rotting paneling, disappearing into the dark interior, and I quickly head after him. Dude, this place is super awesome, Dominic. Why couldn't we just go for coffee? At last, after going down a few flights of stairs, we emerge into an open space that's dimly lit by fluorescent lights. The electricity's on. Wow, do people actually still use this place? Seems like it. Dominic, you're such a fucking talker. He's so good at conversation. Offering that insightful remark, Dominic leans back against the wall and slides down onto the floor. He pulls out a pack of cigarettes and a lighter out of his pocket, flicking the latter until a tiny flame sparks up. After lighting his smoke, he takes a long pull from it, then blows out a thin gray cloud. Are you gonna sit down? Dominic raises an eyebrow at me, jerking his chin towards the floor. Don't mind if I do. Saskia is like, brah. Smile. With a slightly nervous chuckle, I lower myself down beside him, crossing my legs. This feels so awkward, and I have absolutely no clue what's going through Dominic's head right now. Well, I'll just get to the point. I don't think there's any use in making small talk with this guy. So, if I'm not crazy and everything that happened tonight was actually real, then you're a vampire? Dominic's like, I mean, sure, whatever. Dominic stiffly nods. There are more of them, then. Vampires. In San Fran? He nods again, exhaling another small stream of smoke. There's no change in his expression, and he just watches me with a look of mild curiosity. Saskia's like, God fucking damn it. I pause and bite my lower lip, at a loss for what to make of all this. It feels like a dream, but there's no sign I'm going to wake up soon. And after what I saw tonight, I'm forced to believe something supernatural is going on. Damn it, I really shouldn't have gotten out of bed this morning. I'm not even supposed to be here today. That guy Rex was a vampire too, right? Why does he hate you so much? Because I'm better than him, duh. Can't you see? At that, Dominic averts his eyes for a moment, grimacing slightly. There was obviously no love lost between them, but Dominic seemed a lot less eager to fight than Rex did. He's from a different clan. Dominic answers in a guarded tone, his gaze hesitantly returning to my face. Clan? Oh right, Luca mentioned something like that. Rex is from a different one than you? Yeah, he's Helgen, I'm with Sayuri. Sayuri? Maybe. There's a small hint of disgust in his voice, and his face darkens a little. He thinks the clans are like family or something, that they're important. Guess he doesn't see what a joke it all is. So you're not into the whole clan thing, huh? I get that. I always hated fraternities and shit back in college. My half-hearted joke makes Dominic crack a little smile, which softens the shadows on his face. When I look at his heavily lidded eyes, I don't see anything that resembles a monster. If someone had told me he was a vampire this morning, I would have called him crazy. He's quiet and awkward, sure, but he's not scary at all when he smiles like that. Oh yeah, before I forget. I really appreciate you saving me back there with Rex. You seem like some kind of superhero, coming to my rescue just in the nick of time. I shiver as my mind flashes back to the terrifying sight of those fangs right before they plunged into my neck. It's fine. I was just passing through. He evasively turns his head away from me, taking another pull from his cigarette and avoiding my gaze. Is it my imagination, or does he look kind of embarrassed? No, that can't be right. Talk about a crazy string of coincidences, though. I can't believe you know Isaac and Luca, too. He's like, I wish I didn't, When I mention their names, Dominic pulls a face, grinding his cigarette down against the concrete floor. I don't know them. They know us. He grimly stares into the distance and looks like he doesn't plan to explain further unless I ask. You mean they know the other vampires in the city? Isaac does. He sells information and guns, playing both clans for money. That kid Luca's his sidekick. You shouldn't mess around with them. Dominic runs a hand through his long, messy hair, letting out a tired sigh. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. They don't sound like great guys, to be honest. I'm not sure why, but I feel sympathy for Dominic, even though he's not human. If I was caught up in all this craziness, I'd probably just want to escape too. No wonder he looks so gloomy all the time. Why were you out here tonight? His sudden question breaks the silence, and I glance over to see him gazing at me with interest. I was looking for you because fucking Isaac is like, your friend's gonna be there in a fist fight. And I'm like, great, I gotta go give him backup, even though I'm super fucking string bean. If I'm honest, I think it's because I was looking for you. He tilts his head in confusion at my response, and I awkwardly laugh. Isaac said something about a customer of mine showing up, and I guess subconsciously I thought he meant you. I wanted to say thanks for the generous tip, after all. For a moment, Dominic just stares at me with apparent surprise. Had he forgotten about the tip he left? Eventually, he turns his head away from me, but I can see a faint smirk briefly flicker over his mouth. It was good coffee. He mutters something so quietly that I can barely make it out. Come again? Instead of replying, though, Dominic rather abruptly pushes himself up to his feet, turning to me with a more serious expression. He hesitates after opening his mouth, lowering his head a little. Isaac put you in a lot of danger. Yeah, and I laugh in the face of danger. Ha ha ha. His slow, husky voice takes on a sharper edge all of a sudden. Oh, it's the garbage truck. Humans who know about us are a threat. Rex will tell the other Helgen about you. When that happens, word will spread fast. Someone will come after you, probably by tomorrow night. Dominic's eyes narrow, and he pauses for a long moment. Until they forget you and start hunting someone else, you shouldn't be alone in the dark. Sasuke's like, what? His words send a cold tingle through me, and a knot curls in the pit of my stomach. Troy's out of town for a little while, so I can't just take off work. And there's no way I can afford a taxi every night. And even when he gets back, who's to say they won't still be coming after me? I can't stay inside my house forever. Maybe I should just skip town. They'll find you before you can leave. Then what am I supposed to do? How can I stand a chance against... I'll help you. At his unexpected offer, I freeze, my mouth hanging open. Is he seriously saying he'll protect me? Aren't I a threat to them? Shouldn't he be working against me? But before I can ask why he'd do something so crazy, Dominic turns his back to me, murmuring a few last words. I'll come to the diner tomorrow. Don't do anything stupid. And with that parting command, he stalks off towards the stairs, his long strides carrying him out of sight in a few moments. All right. We're going to save it on that cliffhanger. I feel like he's about to make the offer of offers with us, as vampires do. I wish it wouldn't make me click the save and then click the box, because I get weirded out that it's not saving. I'm like, why? But, okay, so we witnessed a fight between Dominic and Rex. Also, the other reason I can remember Rex's name is because my rabbit Deku is a mini Rex mix, and she's red. So I'm like, oh yeah, he's Rex, ha ha ha. So we witnessed a fight between Dominic and Rex. We found out that Isaac and Luca are like bros or something. And they sell weapons and secrets and shit to both clans. Yeah, we're definitely going to be pursuing Dominic, though, because he's so interesting, and he's just awkward and adorable, and I can't help myself. He's like a little puppy, and I'm like, oh, Dominic, you're so sweet and cute, and you left me all that money for some coffee I made. So he's just adorable. I love him. He's definitely what I would call the puppy of the group already. Like, just the way he acts. He's very much, like he pretends to be a wolf, but he's really a Labrador retriever. But, yeah. All right. I love this game. This game is great. Argent Games is amazing, okay? Their visual novel, creation is on point all the time. I can't believe it. They're so good at writing characters and writing an interesting story. You know, I played Your Dry Delight, and it was very short, but within that short time frame, they had, a beautifully, amazingly, contained story that kept me interested the whole time, with characters that were hilarious, and, you know, they were very convincing, and just all this amazing stuff. So you guys should definitely go play Your Dry Delight. Like I said, it's free on Steam, and then maybe give this one a try too if you ever get the chance. I also want to play the second one of this. There's this Red Embrace, and then there's another one called Red Embrace Hollywood. So I want to play both. So at some point I plan on getting the other one so I can do that one too. But yeah, I love this game. I love you guys. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!